Morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me all right? Morning, everyone. Test, test. Yeah, we're going to be using YouTube only. We had some issues with Zoom today. So we'll be on YouTube today, all day. Morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well today. We will get started soon. Morning, everyone. Looks like audio is good. Screen share is good. So we'll start here in a couple minutes, guys. Sorry for the Zoom issues. That is a Zoom problem that we are working on fixing. But thankfully, we have the regular YouTube stream here working. We'll talk about everything soon. Just waiting for everyone to get in here. And then we'll start. Good morning, good morning. What's up, everyone? So yeah, we had some issues with the Zoom stream today. But we're here on YouTube. If anyone needs the link, it's right there. Yeah, Zoom was having issues today. We'll get it resolved. Yeah, it's just sometimes Zoom has some issues sending it out. So we have to double check. But it should be fixed tomorrow, hopefully. So we'll get started here soon, guys. We'll get started shortly. I guess people have trouble following directions, which kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So we'll give it another minute and then we'll start. All right, let's get started here, guys. So, morning, everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, welcome. We are using the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. Normally we send out a Zoom link in the morning for our MIC members, but unfortunately Zoom was having some issues this morning. So we open up the stream to everyone. We will get the Zoom issues resolved ASAP. And if there's ever a scenario, guys, where Zoom is down or something's not working, just come to the MIC channel, the Slack channel, and we will already have support for you there. So today's solution for the link kind of being a little bit busted is just giving you guys the YouTube link and streaming all day. So we're going to be streaming a full session. So anyone that is got on these YouTube freebies, today's your lucky day. So yeah, I mean, a couple of things to kind of go over before we get started is we just celebrated our 8th annual live trading event in Orlando, Florida. I mean, dude, what an unbelievable, incredible, I just can't explain how amazing it was. I mean, Anas, I know you're an algo, bro, but if you could share some of the photos from Universal and some of the photos from the meetup, we are still getting the photos kind of touched up a little bit. So we will share everything with you guys once it is ready. But this was the best event I think we've ever thrown. One, Bao was sober. Shout out Bao. Bao was incredible. You're always a winner when Bao is showing up sober. Number 2 is we focused more on Q&A this year. And my goal was to not leave the conference room until I answered every single question that people had. I find that the presentations from the moderators were super good, but I feel like if I am able to come on here and answer the specific question that you have, the specific issue that you have, like one of our members, Eric, shout out Eric, had some great questions, our Ninja Warrior, and I feel like because we were able to tailor the exact answer for his exact trading, that is going to be what kind of sticks in his head for a long time. So I thought that this event was really, really awesome. We ended it off by going to Universal Studios, which is obviously always a great time. Here are some photos from that I'll share in the chat. I mean, dude, these are just really funny. Look, any photo you see of Bao is usually pretty hilarious. Let's see if we can pull one up. Let's see. Bao's fucking hilarious, dude. He was having us laugh literally the entire day. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my entire life, bro. After dealing with Bao this weekend. So, I mean, it just goes to show, guys, that we are a family in everything that we do. We love our community. We love everything. And yeah, so that's kind of why I wasn't around the last couple days, obviously. This is kind of my month so far. Let me show it on the screen real quick so you guys could see. So you can see that this month I'm up $72,000. On the live trading day, I made $272. But the best part about the live trading days, I actually started off red. If you guys were there and you guys were watching, I started off the morning red. I was down $500 in the morning. But because I kept my stops so tight, because I kept my trades so clean, I was able to make back the loss and more. So coming into today, we got 3 days left of the month. Same process as always. I didn't trade yesterday. I didn't trade the day before because I was traveling back. But now it's kind of my first day back trading. And the thing that you have to remember is trading is kind of like riding a bike, right? You want to start off slow and then kind of get back into the groove of things. So started off today. My goal is the same goal as always. Stick to the process and walk away. My goal is the same thing that we do every single day. Select the right stock to trade. Do not focus on the main hot stock runners. Focus on the side plays and the results will follow. So again, thank you to everyone that attended our 8th annual live trading event. This was a really, really special one. Everything was super clean, super organized. Shout out to our moderators that helped set everything up. Shout out to our members for the great questions. And I just thought it was really, really special. And again, shout out to Bao for being sober. That's always a win, right? So That's it. So coming into today, same process as always, guys. I am not looking to trade the craziest stock of the day. I'm not looking to, be a hero and slay the dragon. This is not Game of Thrones here. I'm just waiting for my easy, predictable plays and joining them on a bounce. So first things first is what I do is I go to the previous day's watch list because I want to see and I want to make sure that I don't miss anything from the previous day. Oftentimes what ends up happening is, as each day passes, you forget about the stocks that are moving. There's a new shiny object that shows up. There's something new that grabs the attention. And oftentimes I find that, focusing on those new things actually kind of hurts you. So I want to make sure that I don't forget about the plays. I want to make sure that I don't ignore the plays. So let's kind of go to yesterday's watch list. AMIX. AMIX kind of looks like a big mover, kind of dropped down, volume shrunk. So nothing really there for me. VCIG, kind of popped, dropped, bounced. I mean, can you make an argument to short this at 350? I mean, you really can. But to me, I'm looking for kind of easier setups. So this would probably be like a C setup, shorting this little bounce at 350. So I'm not even going to put it on the watch list. Let's go to the next one, CRE. CRE, this one actually looks pretty solid. If we could get a bounce, you can see that there was some support here. Like if you just kind of draw a line and eyeball, you can see around $6 it had support. And once it broke $6, it kind of just collapsed. So in the morning, I would love a bounce $6, $6.50, and $7 to short is low-hanging fruit. So 6, 6.50, 7 to short this low-hanging fruit. MSS, nothing really there. YYGH, nothing there. DAIC is kind of still holding up. This thing is just kind of still holding up, just kind of grinding and consolidating and still holding up. So not really much of an edge here on this. So probably going to ignore that. XPON. This XPON still kind of alive as well. You can see that these stocks, or some of these stocks, are just kind of chopping around. So although XPON has been in play multiple days, it almost feels like it is not easy, right? It feels like it's not easy. It's not obvious. So because it doesn't feel like it's easy, because it doesn't feel like it's obvious, I'm not really that interested. So DIAC, where is it? DAIC, DAIC and XPON. Although these have been moving for multiple days, the trend is not clear. It looks more like random price action. So I am ignoring the short. Let's kind of move on to what's moving today. So already by looking at the previous day's watch list, we found CRE that has potential, right? Let's kind of move on to what's moving today. WNW. Let's see, let's pull up some information. Lower float, Chinese stock on this one. You can see that this is a very big Chinese pump and dump type of name. More often than not, I'm probably going to ignore this name. But for me, my thought process is just kind of wait for the bounce and see. So this is probably like a C setup for me. Very low probability due to being Chinese. So because it's a Chinese stock, I kind of want to stay away. So for me, WNW, Chinese, low float, most likely ignoring. YAAS. This one was a stock that was kind of strong pre-market, and now it's kind of losing money flow. I'm still, again, a lot of these things are just not that convincing yet. This is a Chinese stock as well. Like, I was saying this at the meetup, but everything that's been moving has been freaking Chinese, man. And these Chinese stocks are super manipulated. So I'll kind of wait for more information on this YAAS. Chinese stock, not convinced yet on it. So looking for, so actually one sec, convinced, so waiting for more information on it before I make a plan. So something you have to understand about me, guys, I am actively looking at disqualifying stocks. Because if I disqualify stocks, all that remains are high probability setups. So with 10, 20,000, however many thousands of stocks that are available to trade every day, I want to narrow it down to the top like 2 or 3 setups. Because if I'm able to disqualify 14,997 stocks, the only things that remain are the high probability setups. So I am purposely looking to disqualify stocks that don't really fit my criteria or not that perfect, because I believe that there's better opportunities out there. And if things change, I have no problem changing too. Like for example, this YAAS, you can see support here. Let me just draw it, around 315. If this thing breaks 315 and then does a failed bounce, then I have no problem getting involved in shorting that bounce. But with waking up this morning and seeing what I'm seeing now, I'd rather just wait for more information. AMOD, I mean, this is pretty much a dud, pop and drop. Ideally, we get a bounce towards 4 to short, but I doubt it. Bounce toward 4 to short. PPCB, potential hot stock runner of the day, ignoring short. Potential hot stock runner of the day, ignoring short. And then also we have PMI. PMI, same thing as, DIAC, XPON. So this is what I got here, guys. So I got CRE as a potential short into the bounce. DIAC, XPON, and PMI as probably ignores. WNW, YAS, kind of waiting for more information. AMOD, hopefully it bounces, and PPCB, potential hot stock of the day. So overall, this is kind of the watch list that I have. If you look at it, once again, there's 2 or 3 stocks that make sense and 2 or 3 stocks that want to avoid. So that's kind of where we're at this morning. Again, as you guys know, the last couple days I have not traded as we were celebrating our 8th annual live trading event in Orlando. So today's my first day back trading, so I want to take it slow. I just want to stick to the process, and that's it. So I know a couple people that did not get the Zoom link this morning. Don't worry, we are working on fixing it. If there's ever a day where there is no link or you're having issues, just come into the chat room and we will have a solution for you. But pretty much this morning, if I could get a bounce on this CRE, that'd be a top watch. So why would this be a top watch? It's because it's already broken, it's under support, and people forgot about it. So any bounce on this should have some nice potential for me, is my thought process. So with that being said, we got about 10 minutes, 12 minutes until the market opens. As you guys know, we are running the stream every single day from 9 a.m. to 9:29 a.m. on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere that is available to stream. And then we end the stream at 9:30 a.m. and reserve it for MIC members only. Today will be a full stream all day, so you guys will be able to see pretty much everything. And yeah, so with that being said, we got about 10 minutes here. Steven is in transit today, so there's going to be no segment. But I think one of the topics that I really want to talk about today is sizing. So I talked to hundreds of people at the meetup, and the biggest conclusion that I came up to is that most traders are trading way too big. Their size is way too big relative to their account. And I feel like people are, oversizing because they think that that is the only way to make money in the market. I often find that if you are a trader and you are struggling, the best solution and the easiest solution you could do is cut your size in half. And then you think to yourself, well, Alex, if I cut my size in half, how the hell am I supposed to make more money? There's multiple ways to make money in the markets, guys. And you could either use big size and take a smaller move, or you could use small size and take a bigger move. And I find that most traders are trying to go big size and they end up getting punched in the face. So my advice, guys, is if you are a brand new trader or even an experienced trader and you are struggling, just cut your size in half for a week and see how much more calm you will be. See how much more potential you will have in your trading. Because like I said, everyone that I've talked to, most people are in way too freaking big, man. They're in way too big. You know, they're sizing up into their losers and they're scalping their winners. They're using 100 shares on their winning trade and 1,000 shares on their losing trade and wondering why the hell they can't make money, you know? So if there's any advice that I could give anyone here that's more of an immediate fix, is cut your size in half for a week and see the difference your trading will have. A lot of people, they don't believe that. So this is a lesson that I learned back in the day, is I was using the same size on every single setup. It doesn't matter if it was a scalp. It doesn't matter if it was a first red day. It doesn't matter if it was a long trade. It doesn't matter if it was a sell the news. No matter what the pattern was, I was using the same size because I didn't know any better, right? I didn't know any better. I learned later on in my trading career that you have to grade your setups. Okay, this YAAS is kind of looking weak now. So definitely could watch a bounce on this YAAS at the market open because now it revealed itself, right? I said YAS Chinese stock, I'm not convinced yet. So waiting for more information before I make a plan. I just got my more information. This shit is weak. So if we could get a bounce on that, I'll definitely be watching for a short attempt there. But, you know, as you can see, like I said, I had to learn, oh shit, I had to learn what not to do. I had to learn to adjust my size. You have to remember is this, like, you know, like a little bit of a funny thing that we say here is I will only scale if the stock fails. It kind of rhymes, right? It's like a nursery rhyme. I will only scale if the stock fails. That means that you will only add if the stock is going in your direction, right? Like the way I explained it to our members at the meetup is like dating. When you're first dating a girl or a boy, whatever the hell you're into, um, the first date is like a coffee date. You're going to see if you guys have chemistry. You guys are going to see if you get along, this and that. That's a starter size. If it goes well, you're going to go on a second date. That is adding to the winner. What people are doing is on the coffee date, they're taking their pants down. You're going to go to fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? So take it slow. Take it slow. See if the stock makes sense. See if it is sticking to your plan. See if it is following your routine. If it fails, you will scale, right? So add to your winner. Like, dude, you know what's so funny? Bao was explaining this story at the meetup about he was dating a girl with 3 DUIs. True story. He dated a girl with 3 DUIs. She had a breathalyzer in her car to breathalyze herself before she drives, right? So she got in the car, she breathalyzed herself, she was fucking drunk. Bao is in the passenger seat, he's like, oh, I'll drive. Bao breathalyzes himself, he's fucking drunk. So they end up taking a fucking Uber. So that's Bao adding to his fucking loser, bro. You know, when you find that a girl has 3 DUIs and she's got a breathalyzer in the car, you're not going to be saying, you know what? This is the one. That is adding to a loser. And what happens when you add to a loser? You blow up, right? So that's what you have to remember about trading, guys. That's what you have to remember about all of this stuff is as long as you could keep it as simple as adding to your winners, sizing down, and being selective, the rest will follow. So with that being said, we got about 5 minutes here. I'm going to run to the restroom and then we'll get started live trading all day today. Thanks. Alright guys, I'm back. So YAAS is broken, so looking for bounces there. CRE is broken, looking for bounces there. I actually missed CISS as well. CISS, I kind of missed that one. So we'll kind of potentially watch that as well. If you look at this CISS, hopefully we get a bounce on this. So about 3 minutes here until the market opens. Probably top watches this morning are CRE, CISS, and YAAS. Those are my top watches this morning. Now we'll get started live trading here in the next 2 or 3 minutes. As you guys know, my goal is to trade properly. As you can see, there's certain days in my profit calendar where I have no trade days. You know, because I learned the hard way through losses that certain days when it's slower, you know, it's better to not really place a trade. So hopefully we get an opportunity to trade today. I definitely do want to trade. But at the end of the day, you can see that throughout this entire month, I only had one red day. Right? I had one red day this entire month. And that is because I've been very, very selective with the stocks I'm trading. You have to remember that your job as a trader is to show up and stick to the process. Some days when you show up, there's not going to be much opportunity. Like I use analogies all day, every day. It's like going to a bar and it being filled with biker dudes. You're not going to start hitting on biker dudes because there's no girls at the bar, right? You're going to place no trade that day. So certain days you wake up, you walk to the market, and it's only dudes, it's only biker dudes in there. You know, unless that's what you're into, I mean, chances are it's better to not do anything, you know? Question about, you don't usually look at stocks like CISS after they completely fail. I'm looking at it, right? So hopefully I'm just praying for a bounce. I'm hopefully just praying for a bounce. I don't know if a bounce is going to come. A bounce is not guaranteed to come. But if it does come, I want to at least have it on radar. You know what I'm saying? So we got about 1 minute here until the market opens. Watches remain the same. YAAS, CRE, and CISS. So hopefully we get a bounce on this CRE here. I made my plan 657. So what that means, if it goes to $6, that does not mean you go all in. If it goes to 650, it does not mean you go all in. If it goes to 7, it does not mean it's all in. Slowly scale at the levels, and if and when we get a confirmation, that is a signal. So we'll get started live trading here in the next 20 seconds. And let's see what happens. All right. The market is open here. If you guys see something bouncing, call it out. CRE, CISS, and YAAS, top watches. DAIC. Yeah, nice fail there, DIAC or DAIC. DAIC, XPON, and PMI have all been like multi-day runners. So gotta be really, really careful there. So we'll wait and see if anything bounces. And adjust accordingly. So just waiting. NVIDIA had earnings yesterday, which we didn't really talk about too much, but if NVIDIA continues to act strong, it'll reignite, an AI bull market. Everyone's always, AI is like, NVIDIA is like the sugar daddy of AI. So if NVIDIA performs well, everything will perform well. So just waiting here, guys. Not in a rush yet. Waiting for things set up. CRE, hopefully we'll get bounced for 6. PPCB, money flow. So ignore PPCB, ignore PPCB. Okay, CRE trying to bounce a little bit. I need a little bit more. No bounces on anything else yet. Does the volume on CRE concern you at all? Yeah, it's pretty low volume so far. I'm hoping that by the time it gets to 6 or 650, that the volume would increase. But if it stays dead volume, then I'm not going to be interested. Great question. NMTC. What is NMTC doing? NMTC halting up. So some new money flow there. Nice call out on us. NMTC low float as well. The fact that NMTC is less than 1 million share float and it's easy to borrow tells me that that could definitely get some momentum if it goes. So do not short NMTC. As NMTC starts running, look at PPCB losing money flow. Bro, who the fuck is calling me right now? Spam risk. Bro, I cannot get rid of spam risk on my phone, dude. I just get spam calls all day. MIMI? What's MIMI doing? Again, some movement. So you can see, guys, the top 3 stocks that I'm interested in are not really moving. So does that mean that I'm going to start trading Bitcoin instead? You know what I'm saying? DIAC trap. So dip and reclaim. Look at this, guys. DAIC. Dip and reclaim. So stock selection is key, man. Stock selection is key. So I'm not interested in that shit, dude. Looking around. So notice, guys, I'm taking it slow. I'm not alert here, signal here. Just waiting. NMTC, 2 minutes till it opens. Yeah, DAIC, I'm not really that interested in. You know, those stocks, DAIC, XPON, and PMI have all been playing games. So notice, guys, I'm being very, very selective. I'm not trying to trade the stocks. I've been playing games. I could open up my PlayStation for that one, you know what I'm saying? I want the easy, predictable plays. I didn't even know there are commercials on the YouTube stream. WNW bouncing. So I pull up this WNW. So watching potentially WNW, maybe like a VWAP push and rejection with small size. Ideally like 360s would be nice. And again, a starter would just be a starter, not all in. What people do is they convince themselves that a starter is a full-size position. DAIC, still pretty damn strong. So looking for like that VWAP-ish rejection on WNW if it comes. It'll only be a small starter size because I want to leave room. Oh, I didn't even know there's commercials. Watching WNW. So I took a small starter there on WNW at 351. Again, a small starter entry position, not a full size position, as ideally I want to see it test this 360 and fail. What I see here is lower high, lower high, lower high. So I'm just trying to piggyback that broken trend. PPCB bouncing back. Got a little bit of a fail there, WNW. So potentially considering adding to my winner. So added to the winner a little bit here, 340. Scaling in as the trade is working out in my favor. You can see there is some support here at 330. So if we get a break of 330, that's kind of going to be my first area of reduction. Reduce some 330, just like I said. Now waiting for the next support to break, which is 324. We got 324. Let's see if we get that break. So I'm just using support areas. So I wanted to take a trade on this 360 fail. I got a small fail, so I took a small starter. As we started to break down, I added a little bit to the winner. Identified 330 support, reduced some. Next support area is 324, so that's probably going to be my next reduction area, around there. And then 320. I know the YouTube stream isn't ideal, guys, but we were having issues with Zoom. So it was either a YouTube stream or no stream. Got another cover out there. Next support at 25. I got a fire alarm warning in my house now, so that's fantastic. How the hell am I getting a fire alarm signal, bro? Everything's going wrong today. Zoom is not working. The fire alarm's going off. So next support area I see is 20. So I'm going to be sitting around 21. And after that, the final support area that I see is this 16. So every time it dips down to support, I'm going to reduce some. What the fuck is going on? I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm all over the place today, man. So notice, guys, real quick, before we continue on WNW, do notice that I did not add to the loser. I added to the winner. NMTC open. Look at that, guys. Covered more at support. So real quick, guys, let's just do a visual, right? You could eyeball this, right? Shorting into resistance, adding to the winner. First support 330 reduced. Second support 325 reduced. Third support 320 reduced, and 316 reduced. Does that make sense, guys? I'm not reducing at random areas. I am reducing where it is making sense. Does that make sense? You know? So I'm not alert here, signal here, alert this, that. Like, I'm literally just trading. I'm just trading. So I've reduced probably about 75% of my size. And either A, it'll retest 315, 316 and break, in which case I will reduce. Or if it bounces and fails, now I've locked in profits 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I could reshort the bounce, right? It is making sense, guys. It is making sense, guys. And all of this while fucking our annual fire alarm system is going off and this and that. Bro, you want to hear something funny? So, dude, I got a notice from my building HOA. And they were like, yeah, we're going to be doing the fire alarm system. And if you hear the fire alarm going off in your apartment, it's probably not going to be a test today. So we're draining the fire sprinkler systems.
So if there's a fire, you should definitely get out of the house. So I'm over here fucking freaking out, bro. This guy on the loudspeaker just said fire. I was about to get up and fucking leave. So if you guys hear a fire alarm go off, I'm literally gonna exit my position, end the stream, and run the fuck out of my house. So just a heads up. This is not a drill. And I don't know about you guys, but like if there's ever like a fire alarm, my wife is like, don't worry about it. It's probably fake. Like, the fuck you mean it's probably fake? I'm one of those people that if the fire alarm goes off, dude, I'm taking my fire bag and I'm going down the fucking stairs and going outside. That's me. She's like, oh, like, don't worry. It's probably a fucking drill. I'm like, dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I don't know about you guys, but if I ever hear the fire alarm going off, I'm running the fuck outside. I was like, if you want to stay in the house, you can stay in the house. I'm getting the fuck out of here. So I'm gonna buy her one of those fire bags. You know those emergency fire bags, like your emergency set? Let me see. Fire bag. Let me show you. Emergency fire bag. Yeah, I got one of these guys. One sec. Let me send you a photo. I got one of these here. This is not sponsored, obviously. But I got one of these fucking fire bags, bro. I got like 10,000 cash in there, like extra driver's license. I got like my checkbook. I got everything in there just in case, bro. I grab it and I'll run the fuck out of here, dude. So my wife is getting one of those for Christmas, dude. It's like one of those emergency kits. DAIC fail. So question, what made you prefer apartments rather than houses? Dude, that's actually... So here's a funny story. Well, it's not really funny. My parents' house got robbed. Like a house. And they broke into the window, and my parents have like an alarm. So they broke into the window, they broke into everything. And ever since then, dude, I was like, it is too scary to live in a house. Because especially in Miami, you know, I have really nice things. And you become a target out here. And my building has a security booth, security officers, and a front desk. And the elevator only goes up to my apartment. So I have 4 levels of security at my apartment. So for me, I would rather have an apartment that is protected than a house that's not. Because at the end of the day, dude, in Miami, they're like robbing people left and right, just like showing up to the house with like a gun. And I don't know about you guys, if someone's got a gun in my face, they can take whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? But for me, living in a apartment gives me more safety. So I would rather sacrifice that safety. So still waiting on this WNW. Not really in a rush or anything. Yeah, it's more like preventative. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a fucking survivor, bro. Plus, dude, like, for me, like, you know, sometimes, you know, recreationally, you know, in an enclosed, controlled environment, I may indulge in some edibles. And dude, if you're on edibles and you're in a house and you hear like a creak, you freak the fuck out, dude. If I hear a creak in my building, I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. It's probably just the fucking, you know, the pipes. MI? What's MI doing? Oh, shit. Nice move. Nice move there, MI. So we got some questions here. I'll go through it real quick. 1 second. We'll go through all the questions. Okay, first one. Hey, Alex, I just joined, so I don't know if you already answered. What made you start the short on WNW? Was it because it was making what looks like a triple top in that area? That entry was great. So what my thought process on this WNW was, I saw lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So this to me is a stock that is already showing weakness. It is showing me its hand. It has shown me that it is weak. So I am looking to piggyback that trend. I assume that the next bounce that it gets, just like it bounced here, just like it bounced here, just like it bounced here, is going to fail. The goal was to get this bounce towards VWAP, the volume weighted average price of 360. So I took a small starter just in case it didn't hit it, right? So just in case it didn't hit it, I took a small starter. When I was proven correct, when I was proven right, I scaled into the winner a little bit, and then I drew my support, and reduced that support. Now, same thing. If we could get a bounce towards 337, 340 area, I'll look to reshort some on the bounce. A couple more questions here. Looking at some questions here. What percentage do you cover every bullet from your entry? So it's not really a linear 10% cover every time, 10% cover every time. Every time it gets to the support area, I just take a little bit off, right? In this case, it was probably like, I don't know, like, what's the math? I don't know, 15%. But not every time is it going to be that, you know? The faster it gets down to the support areas, the larger I want to reduce. The faster the trade works in my favor, the faster I want to take profits. I would like to reshort this 337, 340-ish area. I'd like to reshort that area, and if not, I'll just reduce on the dip. CRE, what's CRE doing? CRE is bouncing, but still nowhere near that $6 line. So this is what we do every day on live trading, guys. Whether you're joining us on YouTube, Snapchat, OnlyFans, this is what we do every day. We make a plan, we stick to the plan, we educate, have some fun, and that's it. Good call out on that MI money flow. If you do not know what money flow is, we have some great articles on it. And something to kind of keep in mind, guys, whenever a stock breaks over the pre-market high of the day, you no longer want to be short. That is your signal to get the frick out. So while this MI is taking money flow, I will focus on other plays. Yeah, my main process is shorting. And the reason why I stick to shorting is when I first started trading, every time I bought a stock, it would go straight down, man. Every single time I would buy a stock, it would go straight freaking down. And to me, I was like, holy shit, dude. If I just learned how to make money when these stocks went down, I'd be fucking rich. So what ended up happening, guys, is I was like, okay, if every single time I buy a stock, it goes straight down, if I just start shorting these stocks, dude, I'm going to be so fucking rich. So that's exactly what happened, guys. I started shorting because every time I would buy a stock, it would go straight down. And I was like, oh, dude, instead of hitting buy, if I hit short, I'm going to be rich. So a lot of traders that are in this game end up going long because they think that's the only way to make money. But the reality is there's multiple ways to make money. And for me, I have this talent that every single time I buy, it goes fucking down. So why don't I just capitalize on that talent and go short? How many times have you bought a stock and it just went straight down every single time? Now imagine if you made money when that happened. Wouldn't that be pretty fucking epic? Yeah, volume is kind of dried out on WNW. So if it doesn't do a move pretty soon here, I'm going to kind of run out of that patience. So if you've ever struggled with buying stocks and they only go down, shorting is how I got into it. And that gave me the confidence that I needed in my trading. So I hope that makes sense. It's literally like, dude, if every time I bought a stock, it would go straight down, why don't I just make money when it goes fucking down? That's like the original original thought behind it. So either we're going to bounce and fail, in which case I will add, or we're just going to kind of wash out, in which case I will reduce. Either way, I'm going to start winding it down soon. As you guys know, I only trade for the first hour of the day, 9:30 to 10:30. And the reason why is based on my stats, I lose money after 10:30. In this type of trade, you took a cushion. I assume add only at a balance. What does your stop look like at break even or invalidation point? So great question, EC. On this specific trade, my stop would probably be break even because I've already locked in a decent amount of profits and I don't want to turn those profits into a loss. So my average is like 346 overall from my starter and then my add. So if we reclaim like 345, I'll probably just stop out. That way on my last batch, it's mostly just flat. Where is the money flow? Money flow is an MI, it looks like. That's what it looks like. Was the ad the same size as a starter? Yeah, pretty much. PMI could have a first red day today. Let me pull up PMI. Let me see what that's up to. Not really much volume is the problem. Not really much volume. It's very, very low volume. So something also, guys, is that like many pumpers and many manipulators, they salivate on low volume because low volume is easier to manipulate. For me, dude, low volume is like stay the fuck away. You see MI still going?
you see, guys, we are trading, having fun, making money. Starting to run out of patience, it seems like. Let's see if we get this bounce. Still checking the clock. Still got enough time for one more bounce, hopefully. So got an ad there, 339 into the bounce. Exactly like where I said, the 340 area. Seems like this MI is taking all the action, all the money flow. So reshorted the bounce here, smaller size. So you can see, guys, slow and controlled, slow and controlled, slow and controlled. You know, I'm not trying to make $1 million on a day like today, but a couple bucks is okay. I mentioned at the meetup that right now my goal is to take it slow and take it small because the market is not warranting too much patience. The market is warranting more nail and bail type of action. I'm not trading options, guys, just stocks. And honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Options are the fastest way to blow up your account and lose money. Options are like literally buying lottery tickets. Anyone that buys options is literally trying to win the fucking Mega Millions Powerball. And 99.99999% of options go to zero. Just like 99% of fucking lottery tickets go to zero. So do not trade options, guys. That's a losing game. I'm like falling asleep here, dude. This shit better do something quick. Also, if you've seen the recent video, the vlog with George, we got a new vlog coming out hopefully later this week. So if you haven't seen the previous one, be sure to check it out here. A couple questions coming in. Let me see these questions. In the case of WNW, you shorted off the pre-market VWAP initially. Are you willing to short the intraday VWAP or waiting again for the pre-market test? You know, great question. I'll use both. So I'll take a little bit at both. So if I want to use, let's say, like 100 shares, I'll do 50 on the pre-market VWAP and 50 on the open one, just to kind of split it up. MIMI had the same lower high pattern as WNW, but Mimi had money flow. Was the difference that WNW was way below VWAP? That is correct. So if you look at WNW, it was very below VWAP versus MIMI was like 10 cents under it. You know, one stock was 50 cents under it, or whatever the math checks out to, and one was 10 cents. So one was very dangerously close. And also the thing is, like, MIMI broke over pre-market high of the day. If this WNW broke over pre-market high of the day, I would have been done with this as well. Pre-market high of the day is usually a really big signal. Usually a very big signal. You know? It's not really moving as fast as I wanted now. So I stopped out break even there on WNW, and I'm going to call it a day. Can I reshort the bounce? I probably could. But I want to call it a day here. I have a funny feeling that this fucking fire alarm is about to go off. So that's gonna be my day here, guys. Let me show you guys my P&L for the day, obviously. So here's my day. Let me post it up. Made about $672 today. So $672.07. Again, always ask yourself, guys, is today a day to size up or is today a day to size down? If you cannot answer that question, you are not ready to trade. So for me, you know, making 600 bucks is not really the end of the world, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Do I believe that this WNW is a reshort into the bounce? I do. I do believe that, you know, we could probably get one more short into it. But like Dustin was saying a little bit earlier, the volume is kind of slowing down. The volume is drying up. So I want to kind of adjust accordingly. Again, I would love to make millions of dollars. Here we go. Let's see if we can get maybe one more trade. We'll watch the VWAP. So good exit. And now I'm potentially, let's see. So what I would want to see here, guys, is not just a blind short at the VWAP projection. I would need to see it push, fail, and then join that fail. So we'll see. I'll stay here for another minute or two. So if this is making sense, guys, if you guys are just joining us on YouTube for the free stream, we do this literally every day. All you have to do is just email us, StephenRH1@myinvestingclub.com. We have promos going along. We also have a 7-day refund policy. So if you join and you hate us, you could quit in 7 days, no questions asked. We do this every day. So watching this final bounce on WNW, looking for the push and then the fail. So notice, guys, I went from making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every single day to the market slowing down and my P&L slowing down. That's why I always say, when there is a freaking hot market and you're on fire, you gotta push it, baby. You gotta fucking press, because you don't know when it's gonna be slow and when it's gonna be hot. All right, this WNW just failed. So with this WNW failing, I'm gonna call it a day here with my $672 day. And that's it, guys. So with that being said, we'll be back tomorrow live trading. If for some reason the Zoom link does not work again, we will run it for free on YouTube again. So be on the lookout for that. We will hopefully have it resolved. And that's it. So have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thanks for joining us on live trading. And we'll be back at it again first thing tomorrow morning.